Hello everyone. Today I am going to explain. The subject is electronic measuring instruments. The C18 curriculum, we are having this subject in the fifth semester. That is the topic. Generally, the subject is electronic measuring instruments. In this particular subject, what is the importance of introducing the electronic measuring instruments in the diploma curriculum? For example, if you are taking the any electronic measuring instrument, why what are the factors affected by using this measuring instruments? For example, if you are taking, we are having the two different types of electronic measuring instruments, like analog instruments and digital instruments. The analog instruments, what is the difference between this analog instrument and digital instruments? In the analog instrument, what are the parameters, or the what are the types of analog instruments we are having? What are the types of digital instruments we are having? All those things we are discussing. What are the advantages over the analog instruments to digital instruments? All these discussions is going to discuss the in this particular subject, that is the electronic measuring instrument. Before going to discuss about the analog instruments and the digital instruments, we must know the what are the factors affected by the measuring instrument. What are the factors? While if you are discussing the measuring instruments, what are the factors you have to consider? For example, if you want to take any measuring instrument like voltmeter, irrespective of analog or digital, what voltmeter, I am taking the voltmeter. In this particular voltmeter, with the help of voltmeter, what parameter you have to calculate it by using the voltmeter. With the help of voltmeter, we are measuring the voltage. For example, I am taking the one circuit, okay, electrical circuit. Generally, the circuit or the network, both are same. In the network, the interconnection of active and passive components combinedly forming the one building block. The building block is called as the network or the circuit. For example, that means the network, it consisting of the active components as well as the passive components. The two components we are having. Active components, what is the meaning of active components? The active components, it always delivering the energy towards the circuit. Here I am constructed the one circuit. The circuit is the analog circuit. In this particular circuit, here I am taking the one resistor, after then one inductor and capacitor, here one voltage source, after then with respect to this resistor I am calculated the some current. That means what happens in this particular circuit, here I am constructing the one circuit. If you want to measure the voltage across this resistor, we require the some measuring instrument. For example, if you want to calculate the current passing through in this particular resistor or the capacitor or inductor, we require the one more measuring instrument. That means you have to calculate the particular voltage or particular current or power, something, that is the parameter. That means if you are taking the any measuring instrument, the measuring instrument, it requires the some parameters. What type of parameter we are calculated, that is the first thing. What type of parameter we are measuring, that must be known by the person are the we are, for example, one candidate, one person using the this particular measuring instrument. The measuring instrument, what type of, that means this voltmeter, it measures the voltage. For example, this is the ammeter. This ammeter measures the current. For example, if you are taking the one multimeter, this multimeter, it measures the multiple parameters like voltage, current, resistor, etc. That means we must know the, with the help of this particular measuring instrument, what type of parameter, what type of parameter we are measuring, that can be known by the particular person. That means you must consider this particular thing. The second one is the, for example, if you are using this some voltmeter, that is analog or digital, whatever. That means the voltmeter, it measures the voltage in this particular circuit. This is the electrical circuit. In this particular circuit, here I am applying the voltage source, for example 10 volts. Here I am taking the resistor R1 is equal to 1 kilo ohm, and inductor I am taking the L is equal to 1 Henry, and capacitor I am taking the 2 farad, something like that. I am taking this particular quantities for the circuit. While measuring the voltage across the resistor, then we are finding the voltage across the resistor, for example 2.5 volts. 2.5 volts. That means the exact value, that means the measuring instrument, it must be shows the exact value. That means my measuring instrument is the accurate, produce the desired output, or the accurate output, or the accurate results can be obtained with the help of this measuring instrument. You have to consider this parameter also. That means the measuring instrument must provide the accurate result, the desired output. That is the thing. And the third parameter is we will get the reliability. That means the measuring instrument, for example, if you are taking the LED, it gives the more reliability, because of any type of electronic related elements, it gives the more reliability. That means this one also you have to consider. And also efficiency. That means whatever we are using the measuring instrument must be provides the efficient output. Efficient output can be provided with the help of our measuring instrument. Then we have to also we are having the different types of parameters while measuring the any type of instruments. That is the things we have to consider while going to discuss the measuring instruments. Here we are having the classification based on the measuring instruments, like analog instruments and digital instruments. What is analog instrument? An analog device is one in which the output or display is a continuous function of the time and bears a constant relation to its input. That means the analog input is a continuous function. For example, with the help of function generator, we are producing the waveform in the CRO in the form of analog. That means it shows is the continuous function in the CRO. That means if you want to calculate the continuous function in the CRO, the output in the form of sine wave, if you want to measure the voltage, we have to consider the number of vertical lines into time divisions. Then we are finding the total voltage of the signal function. That means, for example, if you are generating the sine wave, if you want to know the how much voltage of this particular input signal, then we have to measure like the number of vertical lines into the number of vertical lines into the number of time divisions in the CRO. Then we are finding the voltage. For example, if you want to find the current, sorry, the frequency, then we have to use the number of horizontal lines in the full cycle into number of time divisions in the CRO. Then finally we are getting the total time period. After then frequency f is equal to 1 by t, we are having the relation between the frequency and time. Then we are finding the frequency. This is the analog form. That means analog device is one in which the output or display is a continuous function of the time, bears a constant relation to its input. And the analog instruments find extensive use in the present day's applications, although the digital instruments are increased in the number of applications. By comparing these two analog and digital instruments, the the digital instrument, it shows the result in the form of digital form. Generally, the best example is the clock. Nowadays we are having the different types of clocks are available in the market. One clock, it shows the numbers like 1 3 6 9 12, something like that. We are having the numbers inside these numbers. We are having the some like spikes, small spikes we are having. That means with respect to the number showing in the clock, we are easily identify the time is 10 o'clock, the time is 4 o'clock, something like that. We are also we are calculated the time with respect to the number of divisions available in the clock. And one more clocks we are having, that is the digital clocks. In the digital clocks, directly it shows the number. The number is time is 10 hours 50 minutes 12 seconds. That means this is directly shows the quantity. That is the analog and digital. Well, compared to this, the human beings are very easy to identify the time in the digital clock. But this is the difference of these two things. And also in the analog instruments also we are having the different types of analog voltmeters, analog ammeters, etc, etc. That the principle, there is no difference between this analog and digital, uh, analog and digital instruments. The principle will be same, the operating principle is same, but the output, the different showing of the output is the different. But generally the operating principle is same for the analog and digital instruments. And here we are having the two types of things we are discussing this particular topic, that is the characteristics of ideal voltmeter and ideal ammeter. First we are discussing the analog instruments. Here the analog instruments may be classified according to the quantity they measure. Instrument means for measurement of current in ammeter, while the instrument for measurement of voltage in the voltmeter. That is the analog instruments. What are the types of analog instruments we are having? The analog instruments we are having the PMMC instrument, DC ammeter, DC voltmeter, rectifier type voltmeter and ammeter, series and shunt type ohmmeter, FET input voltmeter, and differential voltmeter. These are the types of analog instruments. In this particular analog instruments, we are going to explain the characteristics of ideal voltmeter and ideal ammeter. This is the subtopic in the analog instruments. In this particular analog instrument, with the help of PPTs, I am explaining the characteristics of ideal voltmeter and ideal ammeter. But here, after in this particular objectives, on the completion of this period, we will able to know the concept of what is ideal voltmeter and what is ideal ammeter, and we are going to discuss the list of characteristics of the ideal voltmeter and ammeter. After then what is the ideal voltmeter? What is ideal voltmeter? The ideal voltmeter has infinity internal resistance. An ideal voltmeter should have no current going through it. That is the definition or the statement for ideal voltmeter. Generally, the ideal means maybe that means the practical is not existing this type of things. Like here, the ideal voltmeter, it says that the infinity internal resistance, that means it's the open circuit. The open circuit only it gives the infinity internal resistance, but this is not possible to uh, get the ideal condition. That is, we are discussing the characteristics of the ideal voltmeter. Then ideal voltmeter, this is the ideal means here the ideal voltmeter has the infinity internal resistance, and an ideal voltmeter should have no current going through it. Because of this is the open circuit, then the current is not flowing from one terminal to another terminal between this particular ideal voltmeter. That is the condition or the definition for ideal voltmeter. Ideal ammeter, the ideal ammeter has the zero internal resistance, and an ideal ammeter should not have voltage drop across it. Why? Because this is the short circuit. Short circuit, that means here the resistance will be zero. The internal resistance will be zero, then there is no voltage drop across this terminal. That is the ideal ammeter. These are the definition for ideal voltmeter and ideal ammeter. The ideal voltmeter, the infinity internal resistance, and the current doesn't going through it. That is the ideal voltmeter. The ideal ammeter means here the zero, the internal resistance will be zero, and the voltage does not exist between this terminal. That means the internal voltage will be zero. That means this is the ideal voltmeter and ideal ammeter. Then the characteristics of ideal voltmeter, that means the characters, what are the characteristics of the ideal voltmeter? The internal resistance is infinity and no loading effect, no drift problem. Input impedance is infinity. The fidelity is 100%. The high accuracy, high precision, high resolution, and the no temperature variation in output, and the eddy current error, the stray magnetic field error, reactance error, and temperature error is zero. That means there is no eddy currents or the eddy errors or the stray magnetic errors or the temperature not presented in this particular ideal voltmeter. These are the characteristics of the ideal voltmeter. The first one is the internal resistance is infinity. The internal resistance of the ideal voltmeter will be infinity. No loading effect, the no loading effect is not occurred in the ideal voltmeter, and no drift problem. That means the drift current and drift voltage we are observing in the circuit, that type of problems is not presented in this particular ideal voltmeters. And the input, one minute. Yeah, here then we are going to explain these particular things. Input impedance is infinity. Input impedance is infinity. The fidelity is 100%. High accuracy, high precision, high resolution, and the no temperature variation in the output, and the eddy current errors are the different types of errors are not present in this particular ideal voltmeter. These are the things we are discussing, the characteristics of the ideal voltmeter. After then, ideal ammeter. In this particular ideal ammeter, we are going to explain the characteristics. The internal resistance is 0, the no loading effect, fidelity is 100%, the high accuracy, high precision, high resolution, no temperature variation in the output, the eddy currents or the hysteresis losses or everything will be 0. These are the characteristics of the ideal ammeter. Then in this particular chapter, in this particular topic, what are the topics I covered here? What are the factors affected while discussing the analog instruments and the digital instrument and electronic measuring instruments? In this, after then we know with the help of this presentation, we learn the what is the ideal voltmeter, what is the ideal ammeter. After then we get the information about the list of the characteristics of the ideal voltmeter and ammeter. After then, the frequently asked questions in this particular topic is the list of the characteristics of the ideal voltmeter and the list of the characteristics of the ideal ammeter. These are the topics we are discussed in this particular topic. Uh, I think all of you understand this particular topic. Then we'll meet you later. Bye.